Being in your late 20s is extremely tough, or at least it is for me. In 2025, the world is kind of crazy. Along with that, being in your mid-20s feels kind of weird because you have some friends who haven't gotten their life together yet. You also have other friends who are fully married with kids, living a beautiful life already. And then there's just you, where you're somewhere in between or you're on your own unique journey. Today, I want to talk about some of the things that I find really difficult about being in your mid-20s, especially in 2025. So I think the first thing that we have to talk about is the economy and finances in 2025 are not even comparable to any other point in history, in my opinion. Things have gotten so expensive to the point where it really makes people question what they want to do for their future. My parents' generation was owning a house by the time they were 19, 20 years old. I now have lots of friends in their late 20s to even 30s who still live with their parents, and I don't judge them for that. I'm a small business owner, and over the last few years, I've watched my business slowly grow and make more money over the years. But what's crazy is I basically haven't seen any of that because as I've been making more money, things have just been getting more expensive. It's really frustrating, but I know I'm not alone on this, and it's a struggle that we're all going through together. Combine that with someone who's in their mid-20s still trying to figure their life out, and it really puts a lot of stress on an individual. It's hard to think of making big purchases. It's hard to think of committing to relationships or wanting to start a family when we have such an unpredictable future within our country. And I'm curious if it's even expanded to the world at this point. The next thing as we get older in our mid to late 20s is we start understanding how much of a priority that health is. Health isn't just about feeling good or looking good, but at this point, I believe that the pillar of health is clarity. The reason why I became a personal trainer and the reason why I'm so big on moving my body and trying to eat good, nutrient-dense foods is because my brain operates way better that way. I think a lot clearer, I'm more productive, I have less anxiety, and I'm overall just a lot happier. A lot of us can get away with not taking care of ourselves to a certain point. For some of us, once we hit our early 20s, we realize it. For some of us, we make it to our 30s. Nonetheless, I think a lot of us hit a point where we realize the value of health. But in America, at least, it is so difficult to be healthy. We have a really frustrating healthcare system that's dominated by profits and insurance companies. We have a really pathetic food system where so much of our affordable food is barely even food by definition. We are littered with ultra-processed foods, and even things that are labeled as healthy are often deceiving and they're not actually healthy. I know that when I was in school, I was taught the old school food pyramid, which is completely inaccurate and disproven to this day. I believe that we are not put in a position to be healthy, and it requires so much constant effort and consistent action in order to be healthy in this country. I really wish that there were more systems set up for us to have accessible, high-quality food. Something that really affects me in my mid-20s is the importance of social media in our generation. These apps are made to be so addictive, and it works. I even find myself scrolling mindlessly all the time, and I can't stand it. So not only do we get that constant need for scrolling and watching stupid videos, but the even more negative downside of social media is that constant social comparison. And so many people put on a persona or an act on social media that isn't really them. It is a vehicle for people to compare themselves to other people in a negative way. And oftentimes, there's actually not a lot of positive things that come through that. In general, there's really just not a lot of positivity linked to social media overall, in my opinion. These companies are out there to make a profit. They're not really here for anything else. One of the biggest problems with social media is that these algorithms reward creators who get viewers to watch videos from start to finish. They don't reward high-quality creators, and they don't reward accurate creators. As a result, a lot of people have found ways to kind of manipulate the algorithm, and you basically can just post really stupid stuff that gets people to watch it. Now compounded by the fact that AI is super present, and now we have all these awful AI videos, social media is really becoming a bad place. I'm not just saying this because I'm on YouTube, but YouTube is and always will be my favorite social media. I honestly look at it like a replacement for television. I don't look at it like social media. But even the YouTube shorts can get you into a rabbit hole that you don't realize that 2 hours just passed by. I know this is a hot take, but the problem with doom scrolling is that you never feel good after the fact. I do enjoy consuming lots of videos, but again, the problem is once I'm done scrolling, my brain feels awful and I feel like I can't focus, and I can't stand that feeling. And now I want to talk about one of the hardest things about being in your late 20s is that you definitely are alone a lot more because your friendships aren't the same kind of friendships they were when you were younger. When you were younger, you would just hit up your homies on a Saturday morning and see what they were doing that day and then all get together. Now that we're older, it doesn't work like that. We all have so many responsibilities that it takes so much effort to even schedule one meetup with a friend, in my opinion. I usually text a friend and plan for weekends in advance just to make sure it actually happens. While it is a sad thing that as you get older, you see your friends less, it does make you appreciate the time a lot more. Furthermore, as you get older, I believe that one of the most important lessons that you learn is that quality over quantity when it comes to friends. It's better to have 3 or 4 friends that actually listen to you, understand you, and you can be yourself around them, than having 20 friends that are always a good time, but when adversity strikes, none of them are really there for you. Being an adult isn't all it's cracked up to be. When I was younger, I definitely always looked forward to it, but now I definitely miss some aspects of being young. However, I also embrace the hardships that life is full of. I look at life like it's a video game, and every hardship that you go through gives you experience, and that experience makes you stronger. Like in any video game, I'm never afraid to fail. Even if it takes me 25 times to finish a level, once I finish that level, I'm now better and I can move forward. And I carry that same exact mindset in life. If anyone else in their mid-20s or even 30s feel this way, you absolutely aren't alone, and I hope just hearing someone else talk about it makes you feel a little bit better. I believe one of the most important things to combat this is to find people to talk about this stuff with. Talk about how you feel. If you are someone that struggles to talk about how you feel, I also suggest journaling. That is something I've gotten back into, and it really makes a huge difference. Journal like you're pouring your heart out. Journal like you are venting to a friend. Believe it or not, once you get it all out on paper, you are going to take a sigh of relief and feel a little bit lighter. Embrace your journey, guys. Everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. And even if things aren't great now, it's because you're traveling on a road to get to somewhere great. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried something a little different where I really just wanted to keep it real. If you guys enjoyed, please let me know. Feed the algorithm, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for all the support. I genuinely appreciate you all so much. Please go ahead and have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Peace.